Hello and happy March. Also hello to Kylo. I'm at my friend's house pet sitting right now, so I don't have access to any of my books, obviously, but I wanted to get my March TBR out there. So let's talk about all the things that I want to read in the month of March. I have plenty. So we'll start with the challenges and book club reads and that kind of thing. For the Buzzword challenge this month, the prompt is the word thing. So I'm going to be reading the comic Swamp Thing. I recently bought this at a thrift store for like $8, and it's this beautiful hardcover edition, and I really want to get to it. So I'm going to pick that one up and actually try and read the book that I purchase. What a concept. And then the Buzzword covers challenge is, I think it's books with a book on the cover, and I'm gonna go with Witch Please by Aguirre. It's the first book in the Fix It Witch series. I read, I think, the fourth book. I think that was last year. Maybe it was this year. I kind of forget when it was, but at some point recently I read, I think, the fourth book. They're a contemporary witchy romance kind of series, and they're all companions, so they don't have to be read in order. And then for the Cozy Quill book club, I'm going to be reading Swordheart by Kingfisher. I'm so excited for it. I love this author. I also just bought the most stunning edition, and I'm very sad that I can't show it off right now. It's so pretty. It has these like bright blue or bright teal, whatever it is, sprayed edges. Absolutely gorgeous, and it sounds really interesting as well. Again, I love this author, so I really can't wait to get to this book and dive into more of this author's books at long last. I think last year I only read one T. Kingfisher book, which is a travesty. So I have to fix that this year. From the library right now is the Baby Dragon Cafe. This looks absolutely adorable. I have this one out over ebook, so I'm hoping to pick that one up in a couple of days. The title is a good description for what it's about. Basically a cat cafe, but with baby dragons. And it sounds adorable. So I can't wait to get to this one. I heard people talking about it before it was released, but now that it's out, I haven't heard a single thing about it. So I have no clue if people are liking it or not, but I can't wait to find out. I can't see myself not liking this. It's too cute to not, so I can't wait. This month's episode of Backlist Bash is going to have the final 5 books that were added to my Goodreads TBR in 2019, and they are going to include Vicious by VE Schwab, The Beautiful by Rene Ahdieh, The Luminous Dead by somebody, no idea who that is, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, and Deeplight by somebody else whose name I also don't know. I'm so hyped for all of those books. They've been on my TBR for far too long, especially Vicious and The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I've been actively wanting to read these books for years and keep putting it off, and that's exactly why I'm doing this project, is because these are books by my favorite authors and I haven't read them yet, which is also horrible of me. So we're going to rectify that. And then for any mood reading that I have time for this month, I really need to focus on sequels and finishing out series again. I knew that this was going to happen with Backlist Bash because like the end of last year, I really focused on finishing out as many series as I possibly could, because I knew with starting Backlist Bash, I was going to be starting a whole whack of new series, and I have done that. I've started so many series. Plus in March, there's a bunch of series that I am currently caught up on. A lot of them have a new book coming out in March, so I'm going to now be a book behind in a bunch more series on top of the ones that I've already started for Backlist Bash and just in reading in general this year. And I'll be starting a new series with Backlist Bash this month again, so I need to focus on sequels. So that's the plan for the rest of this month outside of my challenges and that kind of thing. It's going to be sequels. I need to read sequels. So the ones that I really want to get to first are Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. It's a sequel to Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I think, which I read in January and really enjoyed, surprisingly. I want to get to Honor Bound by Rachel Caine and Aguirre, the sequel to Honor Among Thieves, which I read for Backlist Bash in February. That one I want to get to really fast because like as much as I really enjoyed Honor Among Thieves, it was a 4-star read. It was excellent. I do feel like I'm going to forget a lot of it if I don't read the sequel pretty much right away. So that one I need to get to before I forget everything. I think just because I read it so fast, I read the vast majority of that book in one day. I know that I'm going to forget some key details if I let too much time pass. So I got to get on that sequel ASAP. One Fell Sweep by Ilona Andrews. It's I think the third book in the Innkeeper Chronicle series. These are just a really fun, light thing to pick up. I've been doing the dramatized audiobooks on Everand and they're so fun. Full cast audiobooks with like sound effects and all this cool stuff going on and battle sounds. It's awesome. They're such a good time and a really quick, easy read that's good to put on in the background while I'm doing stuff. The Faithless Hawk by Margaret Owen. I also read for Backless Bash in January. And again, with this one, I think I'm going to forget details. I did take my time reading this book, but I just have a feeling that I'm not gonna pick up on key details if too much time passes. It's also only a duology, so it'll be good to be able to just check off a whole series as completed after I finish that book. Then for the series that are having a new book come out this month, I have several. So I've got Go Luck Yourself, which is the sequel to what's it called? The Nightmare Before Christmas. I loved that book. It was really good and like it gave me a lot more than I thought it was going to. I assumed it was just going to be a silly, fun holiday romance, and it was that in the best way possible. But there was also a lot more to it in terms of the family relationships and commentary on the holiday season and capitalism. It was a great read and I can't wait to continue that series. So I'm really hoping to be able to get to the second book this month. The ones that are new releases for this month I might not be able to get to because it'll depend on how quickly I can put a hold in at the library. So these ones are a maybe for right now. I'm just being hopeful that I'll be able to get them very soon. There's that one, and then there is the Martian Contingency by Mary Robinette Kowal. It's the fourth book or the fifth book in the Lady Astronaut series. I adore this series. It's so good. And the last book left off at a really interesting point that I can't wait to see where it goes. These audiobooks are Audible exclusive, so this one I'll definitely get to in March since I don't have to wait for the library. Faithbreaker by Hannah Caine. It's the third book in the God Killer series. Also a fantastic series. Probably one of the best fantasy series that I've read in a while. I think it is so well thought out. It's well paced. The characters are interesting. The world is fascinating. I love the magic. It has high intrigue. The politics are good. Everything about it is just so well crafted, and I'm really looking forward to this third and I think final book. I'm pretty sure it's only a trilogy. I hope there's more, but I think I heard that it's just a trilogy, so this will also finish out a series. And then finally, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, the next book in the Hunger Games series. I had this pre-ordered forever and it's finally coming out sometime this month. Pre-ordering with Indigo sometimes likes to fuck around and takes a long time to arrive. I've had to wait up to 5 weeks after a book is released for my pre-order to come in, so this also might not happen this month, but I can do my best. That'll depend on how fast Indigo shipping is. Oh, and then also not a sequel, just one that I've already started over ebook is Weird Fishes by Mariz. It's just a funky little novella. That's hard to explain, but it has to do with climate change and currents being slowed down from the point of view of a squid-like creature and a seal creature of some kind. Super weird, but having a good time with that one so far. But yeah, those are all of the books that I'm planning on reading in March. Maybe some more, maybe none of these, who knows? I'm a mood reader, so this is just a very light guideline for what could possibly be read this month. Who knows what's gonna happen though. But let me know what you are planning on reading in March, or if you've read any of the ones that I'm hoping to read, let me know as well. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later on. Bye.